Hi everyone, in this video you're going to learn how to use and manipulate the formula for an arithmetic sequence. So the formula that we found in the last video, we derived it. It was to find the next term in an arithmetic sequence. So that one is a1 plus n minus 1 times d, which is equal to an, where a1 is the first term of the sequence, n is the term position of the term you want to find, and d is the common difference, or the value you add to every term to get to the next term. So the first thing we're going to do is, first off, start off really simple. We have a set in problem 1, set n, where you have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, and we are asked to find the 10th term, right? So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to, well, find term. So in order to even just find the 10th term, we need to write our explicit formula in the form of a1 plus da 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 da, right? So let's find the common difference. We know that in order to get from 4 to 2, we need to find the difference, which is 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. Oops, don't know where 3 came from, but 2. Then to get to 4 to 6, we need to add 2. Then a good rule of thumb is to check 3 times before writing the rule. That 8 minus 6 is 2. So we can see here that our d value, or the common difference, is equal to 2. So now let's write our explicit formula, right? The first term, you always have to write your first term out, which is a1 is equal to 2. So then we can write our formula, right? So we know that that is equal to 2 plus n minus 1, because we don't even know what, we're not plugging in that value yet, and times 2. Oh, this just doesn't even look like a 2. There we go. Is equal to an. So now we need to find the value of term 10, right? This term. So it's 2 plus, we know that the n value was 10, minus 1 times 2 is equal to an. Then 2 plus 9 times 2 is equal to an. And 2 plus 18 is equal to 20, which is equal to a10. I'm sorry, I forgot to substitute a10. Just gonna write a10 here. Okay, so we know that our a10 is equal to 20. So let's move on to problem 2. Oh, okay. So now we're given a1 is equal to 5 and a8 is equal to 40. Now we need to find term 78. Okay. Sorry, couldn't even read my own handwriting for a minute. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to start by plugging in some values, right? So the best way to discover something is to work backwards. Well, let's start off by writing the explicit formula from what we know, right? So 5, what? Oh, okay. Let's see. Sorry, my tablet is again giving me issues. If you know, you know. If you saw the old video, please do watch it though. It's really helpful. Okay, So, oh my gosh, there we go. Yay, works. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is 5 plus, we don't even know what the common difference is, right? N minus 1 times D is equal to 40, right? That's what we do know, which is also happens to be 8, right? So now that we know the term number, we can plug that in for n, right? So that's 5 plus 8 minus 1 times D, which is equal to 40. Plugging this, plugging this in gives us 7 times D, which is equal to 40. And doing a bit of algebra, subtracting 5 on both sides. Minus 5, minus 5, 7D is equal to 35. Oh my gosh. Tablet. Let us have an oath of understanding, please. Okay, anyways. D is equal to 35, divide by 7, and D is equal to 5. So we now know that our common difference is 5, and our first term is, and A1 is 5. So now we need to find the 78th term. Hip hip hooray, lots of fun, right? Okay, so we'll just write our first terms now. 5 plus n minus 1, or 78. Okay, sorry. Times 5 is equal to a 78. Not making that mistake again. Now what we're going to do is 5 plus 77 times 5 is equal to a of 78. And now it's just simple calculations. What we can actually do is that since the common difference and the first term are the same, this usually does not happen. It's just a coincidence that it did. We'll see in, I believe, problem 3 and 4, how this is not usually the case. It's just a coincidence that I chose that. We can actually rewrite this as 78 times 5, which is equal to, get my handy dandy calculator out because I don't feel like calculating that today, 390, according to Google's calculator. So we know that A78 is equal to 390. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to look at problem 3. So now we see here that actually we are given the first 2 terms and then a term we don't know the term number of, or term position of, and we're asked to find the 19th term, right? Okay, so you know what? Yeah, okay. So let's first find the common difference, right? We know that 7 minus 1 is equal to 6. Okay, there we go. Sorry. So we know that it is equal to 6. So D is equal to 6 from the knowledge that we have. Again, it could vary. And we're actually told in the question that this is an arithmetic sequence. So it's safe to assume that our common difference is 6. So now what we're going to do is just write our explicit formula again. 1 plus, let's see, we know that our common difference is 6. So n minus 1 times 6 is equal to an. Let's just plug in S19. so n is equal to 19, sorry. So we know that n is equal to 19. It's always really good to write out your steps so you make sure that you don't make any mistakes like this. Okay, so 1 plus 19 minus 1 times 6 due to an 1 plus 18 times 6, which is equal to 108 plus 1, which is equal to 109, which is equal to A19. Yay! Okay, so now let's spice things up a bit, right? This is all simple stuff, yada, yada, yada. We've done this before. But what if we have a term number? We have a term, but we don't know what term number it is. And the question is asking us to find a term number, right? So from this question, we already know that the common difference was 6. And first term is 1, since a is equal to 1. Forgot to write that out. 1. Okay, so let's just write our explicit formula then, right? And now let's equate it to 79. So now really to find the n value, it's just simple algebraic from here. So you subtract 1 on both sides. So 6 times n minus 1 is equal to 78. Divide by 6 on both sides. N minus 1 is equal to 13. Yep. And n is equal to 14. Well, would you look at that? Now we know how to work backwards to find the term value of a question as well. So finally, to finish up this video, let's work with some decimal values. So we're given 3 terms here, and we're asked to find the 10th term, the sequence. So the first thing we're going to do is find the common difference. So that is 2.57 minus 3. Notice how I'm using the term before and subtracting it, even though the term before it is greater. And I'm doing this for a reason. And we'll look at it. We know that it's equal to 0.25. Oops, that was really loud. I'm wearing AirPods right now, and there was a really loud beep, and that scared me a bit. Okay, we have 2.5. There we go. Minus, equals minus 2.5, and let's check one last time because we can. Or actually, we don't even have anything else to check. Sorry. Okay. So we know that our common difference is minus 2.5. And just saying, we don't ever subtract a common difference. We always add the common difference. So we're adding negative 2.5. Okay, I'm sorry. So now what we're going to do is we are going to write our explicit formula. We know that our first term is equal to 3 plus n minus 1 times 0.25, which is equal to an, right? So now what we're going to do is we know that our n value is equal to 10. So we're just going to solve like we always do, right? So A10 is equal to 3 plus 10 minus 1 times 0.25. We have made a mistake. We forgot to put a negative sign, which is really important in the long term because your pattern is going to increase instead of decreasing, which is complete opposite of what we want. So make sure you always highlight sign. You know, a trick that I like to do when common difference is negative, I always like to put a negative sign in front of my problem and circle it. And I always like to see if there's a negative, then okay, I need to go back and check my signs. So now that we've got that out of the way, 3 plus 9 times negative 0.25. And we know that that is equal to minus 2.25. Let me just check that because I make some silly mistakes every now and then. Okay, yeah, minus 2.25. Okay. Plus negative 2.25. And we see that this is okay, this is equal to 0.75. Which is equal to A10. Yep, that is the right answer. So I hope this video helped, guys. I'll be posting the note sheet in this video as well. And in the next video, we're going to go over series, arithmetic series. And I'm also working on geometric series as well. So yeah, that's the course for the next few uploads. Again, if you have any requests, any suggestions, please do put them down in the comments below and I'll try my best to fulfill them. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Bye.